actually like secure somewhere. So we've been using car parks. However, we've in the past used houses and stuff as well. And I think both are kind of equally as good as each other, so long as you like secure it properly. I just wouldn't put it near my base. There's a dugout area over there. I wonder what that is. Maybe a sub-basement? Oh, this isn't even the town. I'm like, oh, where's the trader? And then I'm like, my flag's still ahead. I'm like, whoops. Makes sense. So probably one of the only good ways to escape the feral sense is if you're actually up in the air. The funny thing is, with the fuel saver mod that I've got, I could essentially save like enough fuel to fly around for the whole night if I really wanted to. The funny thing is, if you try to fly around on Blood Moon, what ends up happening is you get shot down by the spitterbirds, and or if you happen to jump out of your gyro, it kind of gets destroyed, which is interesting because if you jump out of it anywhere else, it kind of doesn't. Only just stays wherever you left it. I must admit, I do appreciate the fact that they changed, like, fixed the physics where you get out mid-air and your gyro stays up in the air. So we used to have a really fun time with, like, when you accidentally ejected mid-air and you'd have to fly back past it with in another gyro, and like, you know, kind of like get out and pick up the other one sort of thing, like mid-air. I'm pretty sure the old gyros used to allow you to take passengers. The new ones don't. The only problem is I'm gonna have to try to like land this in a way that's like right outside, in a way that's not going to get hurt by zombies, because I'm not going to be able to pick this up. But I can't also park it. Well, I could actually park it inside. Come to think about it, if I park it in over here, I should be able to get it outside. Whoa! What the? That's right, I forgot that he like dumps you outside. Well, this is going to get interesting real fast. Come on. Climb that building because that's the trader. Maybe over here. I was hoping I'd be able to like jump out and drop it, but as soon as I touched the ground, it did it immediately. Getting hurt on the barbed wire. I'm not in a secure enough place for this at night. Whoa. That's just a gate there. Alright. I don't have the space to take apart that wolf. Yes, that's not too bad. Bob's Spores is over there. Interesting. Did I mark that up last time? Oh yeah. Marked it up over there as Carl's Corn. Interesting. Yeah, so the only frustrating thing is it is nighttime and I can't loot. I will go up and over here. Let's have a look at what's in this. I was kind of expecting... Oh, wolf. I was going to say, I was like expecting there to be like a boar or something. There we go. Alright. I can hear you. There you are. Yes, it's a barbed wire fence. It's going to hurt. Come on. There we go. Yes, so long as feral sense is on, if I make any noise at night, what's basically going to happen is I'm just going to have zombies running at me. Welcome back, Monkey Lord. Yeah, so I'm selling off some of my stuff, but after that, I'm thinking I'm going to head down to, what you call it, the Wastelands, and maybe pick up a quest down there. I was considering what I was originally going to do was I was going to make a, what you call it, a horde base, because at the moment, like I'm way away from home. I'm waiting for the trader, but way back over here is this is where I am. This is my base, my homemade base, and down here is this blood moon tower that I've kind of made. Um, yeah, it's a huge snow map for some reason. We've got like this small ass area of wastelands, and then I haven't really explored much into the desert itself. Ironically, I have got an oil shale underground mine over here. So, I mean, that exists. But my friends have got bases down here in the green. Um, they used to be over here, like over here somewhere. Then they moved. So they're over here and here. Um, I'm not sure. Like, generally, I guess they're more familiar with the green base. They kind of like it more. But I actually don't mind the snow. Um, what I was considering doing is I think it's up here. This is a big car park, and I thought about turning that into a horde base because we've done that before a couple of times, and it works out pretty well. My only thing is that um, I do have my Blood Moon Tower that's kind of still alive, and if I need to repair it, I just have to take on a low level quest, accept it, and then fail it, and then that building's rebuilt. Um, and yeah, it is so much easier to hunt in the snow. I'm doing pretty good at the moment not to attract any zombies because I'm still waiting for morning. Um, which is funny because if I'm in the wasteland area, I'm making a racket and bringing as many zombies as I possibly can in. I can't loot anything at the moment because I'm trying to sell stuff. Which reminds me, there's my drone. No, I wanted to get into my inventory. So I need to find. The trader's only going to buy like 3 at a time. I have no mods, none at all. I generally play most of my games as vanilla as possible. Um, yeah, this isn't even, to be honest, this is about a third of my ammo that I currently have ready built. That's why I'm trying to sell it. Because the problem I've got, as you can see, is space. And like I've taken out most of the ammo. I already sold a heap to my local trader. Come on, you can get over that. And now I'm out here trying to like sell it to the next trader. So I've got to wait for him to open, unfortunately. I also tried to land in here and he kicked me out. Hey, there's a tent over here. Let's go say hello if anything's still kind of like twitching. I also have a really high level sneak. Sounds like there's another one in here. Also, I thought that my drone was another zombie over here for a second there. I'm also kind of trying to waste a little bit of ammo. I can't take that, and I'm just going to drink that because I forgot to feed it before we left. I've already got it for sale, so that's fine. But yeah, if I can find my gyro, it's over here somewhere. Wait a minute. Not that. Map. Where is it? It's over there. That way. Alright. Yeah, so it booted me out over here. And I have even more stuff in here to sell. So I can't sell all of this at once. It won't let me. But what I can do is I can take stacks of stuff. Alright. So we'll leave 3 more of those ammo. Take some potatoes. Got a 3 stack of that. Got a couple of these. I will drink and eat that as soon as I can in the morning, and then I'll start traveling around. Let's see. Now I'm selling all this as well, or as much of it as I can. Let's get some mushrooms in here. How do I find the brass? Okay, so there's a couple ways. If you scrap down a car, you get a radiator, and radiators often don't stack more than a stack of 5. So they take up a fair bit of space, and you can scrap them down as brass. I find a substantial amount of candlesticks and brass doorknobs and stuff like that just by looting places. Also, you get garbage bags and stuff like that on the side of the road sometimes, and that will have it as well. And I buy brass every time I see it when I go to the trader, every single time, if it's there and I've got the money on me. Just because the first few times I played this game, I kind of realized I didn't know how important brass was, and I didn't know what was bringing in the brass. And the biggest thing is if you need brass urgently, if you need to increase your brass quantity urgently, the best thing to do is to scrap it on the workbench, because that gives you the full amount of the brass instead of a percentage of it. So that's what I was doing. A lot of the time I couldn't carry stuff. If when people watch me play this game, you'll find that if I've got a lot of my inventory and I see 2 candlesticks and a doorknob, I'm just going to scrap both of those piles down because it's 1 stack of brass. And I lose a percentage of it, but in the long run of the game, I don't need that much. I still have a substantial amount of bullets, bullet casings, bullet tips, and stuff like that back at my base. At the moment, I have probably 2 full rows of bullet casings, and I've just been making those. I also do throw them on the furnace as well. The furnace, I don't know if you lose anything by scrapping it down on there. We were doing that at one point when we had the what is it? The cemetery base. We were just taking home full candlesticks and doorknobs and just putting them into the furnace. But we found that it took up a lot of space. You had to be pretty diligent about the time frames to come back and swap it back out. So I don't know if that's a better option or not. All right, so this guy opens at 6:05, so it's not too much longer. Sweet, my nightbot's working again. I spent 4 hours fixing that thing last night. It inappropriately timed out Grim, Pervy Grim, and it was saying that all my commands and stuff weren't working, and I legitimately sat down after my stream and spent 4 solid hours repairing this, all the program and stuff. I'm so happy it's actually working. The funny thing was it was we ended up working out because I got to speak with Pervy Grim about it afterwards, and he says he got a spamming timeout, and I'm like, I had a look at what he posted.
Trader Joel's is now open.
I looked at what he posted, and none of it was spam, and I'm like, I don't know what Nightbot's got its knickers in a knot about, but it's definitely got a problem with something.
You're not bringing counterfeit money in here, are you?
You're lucky I've already cleaned out your register, mate. You're so rude. Alright. So, let's get selling. So, I've got a bookshelf at home that I'm putting all this money into that I want to sort of see how much I get for all this stuff. Yucca smoothies, for instance, they sell for a lot. Oh, you should have seen earlier, I literally took out all of my cooked meals because I have so much. And I still have a lot of food left over.
Cha-ching!
Thanks, I forgot buddy. To eat and drink this. Well, I literally was running out of space. I had to do this. I was getting to the point where I'm bringing back stuff and I just don't have anywhere to actually put it anymore, and it's just kind of like stacking inappropriately in other shelves, which is just horrible to me. All right, can you buy any more of this? Yeah. I've got so much stone and stuff too. Okay, you won't take any more of that. We'll take that now.
Out there.
Did you have more fuel on you?
Get hurt.
No, the gyro must have it. Where is the gyro? That way. Yeah, I've got like full-on cooked meals like spaghetti, shepherd's pies, gumbo, you know, all the really good things and stuff. But I've got like, I don't know, I had like 60 meat stew originally and stuff. Like this, like I've got so much fuel. I know he's not going to buy that much, but I'll be able to at least take this over to the next place. I also shut these doors all the time because I do not like having zombies come up and nibble on me. Alright, he's not going to buy more of that.
Thanks, buddy.
You know what? You'll probably buy that empty glass, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm just going to have a look at what he's got for books and stuff, because I've read almost everything at this point. Yeah, I do. Every 28 days, it spawns up Blood Moon. It's pretty nuts, especially like in general, because we have Feral Sense on at night. It can get kind of blood moonish on an average night if I'm in the wastelands.
That damn gawking at goods, and that's all you buy?
It was a agreed upon time frame between myself and the other members of my server. So I'm okay with it being about every 7 to 14 days, something like that. However, it was making it quite difficult for us, especially with the feral sense on, for us to actually manage. So we ended up deciding that it was going to be better off if we actually had it every 28 days, like our previous server did. However, when the actual update comes out, when Alpha 21 happens eventually, I might end up just doing what do you call it, every 7 days instead of every 28. But that's also going to be because I'll be hosting the game on my Steam instead of through a private server for this. So I'm hoping it will run a bit better, and my 7 Days to Die integration should hopefully work on the stream. So then you guys will be able to like spawn hordes of zombies and all sorts of stuff to make it difficult for me. So that'll be interesting. I'll just grab one more stack of that and the potatoes out of here. Okay, I think I've got everything. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so off to the next trader, which is over here. I've got to kind of go fast because I've got all these boosters on for food and drink at the moment. I'm probably taking off in the wrong direction, knowing me. Don't hit the tree. Fucking hell. Come on, get off the tree. At least the blades don't clip it as bad. What am I running into now? Oh my god, a rock. I can't see. 16 and 20. New World doesn't have a wasteland, oddly enough. Yeah, so we had it that... okay, so we had no ashlands. This is going to be a problem. I'm not going to be able to get past this. We're going to be loud for just a second. There we go. There was no way I was able to pick up that because it's full. Yeah, so we actually had a couple of maps where we didn't have certain biomes at all. And the first one we noticed was we stopped getting the ashlands, and we think that what's happened is the ashlands and the wastelands have combined. And in the last one, I think we didn't find the desert. Like, we couldn't find the desert. And I'm not sure what that was about. I'm pretty sure it was there. We searched a fair bit and we just couldn't find it. See, normally what will happen is I like to build bases either in the desert, or now this time I got to build in the snow, which was super cool. I'm not a fan of building in the Greenlands. I've got to stop opening that while I'm flying. I don't like building in the green areas just because you get the dogs, the zombie dogs, and I am absolutely terrified of them. They like literally scare the shit out of me. So I actually ended up recording it when we had a base in the Greenlands, because we had a couple of combined bases. We had a couple of separate bases depending on like the groups that were on the server and stuff. And the one where we were a group in the green, I ended up counting that like you'd have like 6 dogs spawn in every, I think it was like 16 or so days. And when they spawned in, you'd be in a building and you'd walk outside and there's 6 dogs surrounding the place, and it scared the shit out of me. Yeah, so you had desert, forest, and snow. You're worried they'd eliminate others. Yeah, so that was my concern too, because I actually wanted to build in the Ashlands next, and it seems to just be part of the Wastelands, and there's no way in hell I'm building in the goddamn Wastelands because zombie dogs. I mean, zombie bears are there too, but that's hardly as worrisome as, like, you know, the zombie dogs. Like I said, after I sell off this stuff, I'll head back over to the Wastelands and do a couple of quests over there. Yes, they do. Worse than ever. So you don't just have the general explosions, like the general bombs scattered everywhere in amongst the wastelands that you could accidentally walk into, or be like, hey, a cook pot. You know, I'm just going to walk up to that. Oh my God, it was a bomb. Like, the amount of times I did that in the early game was hilarious. No, they also have now the police officer zombie. So he can now suffer a heart attack. And what happens is, when his heart explodes, he explodes. And he takes out whatever's in his vicinity. So he is also a bomb. Alright, that's good enough. Let me out. I keep hitting the flashlight. Why have I got snow? Oh, because I mined that rock. That's right. Mine anything in the snow, you get rocks. Yeah, so the explosive guys with the bombs strapped to their chests. Who left this open?
I am so glad to see your face. I get lonely sitting by myself all day.
Yeah, I'm not so worried about the big explosive guys, because, like, they have a specific sound. When you hear them running at you, you kind of know. You're like, oh shit, and 100% focused on getting rid of them. Whereas, like, the big popper guys, they don't always explode, and it's not enough to remember it consistently. So when you're dealing with them, you're like, oh yeah, you know, this guy's getting up in my face. And the next minute, boom, you're fucking dead, or you're just about dead, you know, and it's like, what the hell just happened? It could be a bit of a shock. All right. Yeah, she's only going to take some of my stuff now. I'm starting to run out of, like, what they'll buy. Also, I just realized I left the entire stacks
I hope
of
you
meat
come
at
back
home.
and see me sometime.
That's okay. I should be able to take that to the Wasteland Traders. Now, do I have more on my gyro? I just, like, smashed my head into that bar. Alright, come on, shut that. Yeah, no, not dealing with you. Alright, what's left in here? Still refuel it. It's getting rid of the fuel as I'm going. Okay, that's still a lot. She should be able to take one more stack of that. And I think I already sold yucca stuff. So the good thing is I'm starting to make some space. So let's see what else she got. Come on, come on. I keep hitting the F key. All the other games I've been playing this past week have the F key as, like, the selection. Hey, money. A base game. Okay, so beyond that, so I guess it's a little bit easier than normal because we have, like, the Blood Moon's 28 days cycle, and generally speaking, there were 4 or 5 of us on the server active all the time. What did I fuel? So yeah, it wasn't like, I guess, as difficult. However, we pretty much only brought in the feral scents for the nighttime to kind of make it interesting, because the general consensus was that nobody wanted feral sense on at all except me. And I'm like, hey, I'm the one that runs the server. I host the server. I'm like, I would like to bring in feral sense and like try it out. Yeah, so that's the other
Thanks
thing
for the
too.
business.
Is,
We're open from dawn to dusk. Since
quiet lady, I'm trying to talk here. So because of feral sense, what happens is at nighttime, if you get one screamer, you likely get 3 screamers, and the screamers very, very quickly on this game brought in greenies, and the greenies, of course, are a problem, because obviously they're harder to kill. However, I found, I think they're rad removers or something. I know this isn't Fallout, but whatever it is, the radiation remover thing on the gun. And so I got that really early. So I ended up doing really well against them because I found a handgun real early game in like a bag of trash on the road. It was fantastic, but it made all the difference for me. It was like a last resort against whenever we got the screamers. But generally speaking, this game isn't that difficult. I would have liked to have had things like feral sense on the day. However, we did notice that with the last updates, the zombies find you in the building anyway when you get a walking horde. So we'd be minding our business, like looting out a building, and be like, oh yeah, a horde's just, spawned down the street. We'll deal with that in a moment. And in a moment, the zombies would be literally just walking up the stairs in the building that you're in. And you're like, what the fuck? So yeah, we got caught out a few times with that. Definitely kind of like kept us on our toes more. But in saying that, by the time we were playing this specific server, we were kind of like gearing towards doing the bigger tier 5 quests and stuff like that more earlier. Like just kind of like running through those a bit more frequently, just trying to beat them early game when you kind of like don't have that kind of gear for it. So we made it hard for ourselves in an easy way, if that makes sense. I don't want to park it inside there. Oh yeah. Dozen zombies spawning. Oh, jeez. We have a few. Where was Bemi? You saw Bemi? Oh yeah, there's it over there. Come here. And you come here. Well. Yeah, still got a while to deal with that. Oh no, no one died. It disappeared. So we've got a little bit of an XP modifier on. I think it's like 300 or something. That was just to kind of get us up in the game faster. I know, right? Doesn't matter. I have so much meat at home. But yeah, we increased the multiplier and stuff. What we're doing next time, when eventually the Alpha 21 comes out, there'll be a few different changes that's going to make it harder for us anyway. So it's going to be standard as it is, like, standard amount of XP, all that sort of stuff. So it's going to take us longer to level, which is going to make it harder for us because we won't have, like I have, I have like max parkour, and we had to max it out super early because of the we had to do parkour and stealth because of the oh yeah, that's right, this guy's downstairs. Because of the the feral sense. This guy fell down here some time ago, and he's been down here ever since. I just always forget that he's down here.
There's a blood moon coming.
Yeah, it comes around every 28 days, mate. It's nothing to be, talking about. Will you let me sell that, please? You won't sell that. Yeah, so next time we won't have a XP multiplier. The blood moon should be on the 7 days, like it's supposed to be. What else? I'm not sure if we'll turn on feral sense again. That'll be a matter of whether or not my friends will be playing it with me. If they are, I won't. If they aren't, I will be. I will be doing a new server for the Alpha 21 because this one won't be supported.
I guess you're not so bad after
I
all.
completely forgot to grab stuff out of the goddamn gyro before I came down here. Where am I going? This way. Yeah, every time they bring out a new alpha, the previous server is generally not viable unless you roll back the game. And I'm not rolling it back for that. The other thing too is we use broken glass fast travel because we don't drop anything on death. So what's going to happen is because the new game mechanic is that they won't have they won't have glasses after you drink something, right? So instead of getting a broken glass after I drink this thing, I'll just end up with nothing. And what I would normally do is I'd scrap the glass and I'd eat it and I'd fast travel home. That's how we kind of created our own form of fast travel in this game. But because that's not going to be available, we're not sure what's going to happen with that. So that's going to be harder for us as well, just for a simple game mechanic, unless we can punch out windows and get glass that way, in which case that'll be interesting. It does, but I get XP back so fast just by like going out and it's fucking downstairs again. By going out and harvesting my plants or whatever, because I normally have like a massive crop. I'm normally the person on the server that has the crops, grows the food and stuff like that, as much as I go out and do like killing and stuff.
There?
I don't know. Are you okay there, mate? Because you